Party faithfuls.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Thank you. Please take your seats.
Hello.
Please take your seats so we can get on with the program. Please take your seats.
Please take your seats.
Take your seats.
Take your seats
so we can get on with the program. Please.
Yes. Take your seats.
We are going to
continue the love is deep. We understand. Take your seats. Take your seats. Please take your seats. We understand the love is deep, but please take your seats. Please take your seats. His Excellency the Vice President is about to address conference. Please, let's be disciplined. Take your seats. Yes, it's okay. Please, let's leave conference arena back to your seats. Please take your seats. Our men in blue, kindly make sure that our distinguished delegates take their seats. Please take your seats. If you don't take your seat,
you cannot speak.
His Excellency the Vice President cannot address you, cannot address conference. Please take your seats. The people at the center, please take your seats. Please.
Kukrudu. The National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Freddie Blay, Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Her Excellency, the Second Lady, Samira Bawumia, Your Excellency, former President John Agyekum Kufuor, who is watching us from home, Chief of Staff, Senior Advisor to the President, the members of the National Council, Honorable Ministers of State, the General Secretary, Adwin Kessier, John Boydu, Majority Leader, First Deputy Speaker, the Chairman and members of the Council of Elders, members of the Diplomatic Corps, National, Regional, Constituency, and polling station executives, rank and file of the Kukrudu family, representatives of other political parties, members of the media, I greet you all. Assalamu alaikum. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, delegates, this is our first annual delegates conference since the 2020 election. Congratulations to each and every one of us for our victory in the 2020 elections. My thanks goes to our foot soldiers, polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives, regional executives, national executives, party supporters who in diverse ways worked so hard for our victory. Those who were in the markets, those who went door to door, those who contributed resources, those who manned the polling stations, those who collated the results, those who secured the pink sheets, and so on. Ayiko to all of you. Interestingly, ladies and gentlemen, the NDC decided to challenge our victory at the Supreme Court. However, rather than mounting a serious effort, they rather went to the Supreme Court to tell us that the Electoral Commission gave them tea without biscuits. You remember, that when we went to the Supreme Court to challenge the results, we presented over 10,000 pink sheets to support our case. Over 10,000 pink sheets. We told the court that we were relying on the data contained in the pink sheets because you and I were not there. When Asiedun Ketia went to the Supreme Court, he was asked, "Where is your evidence? Where are your pink sheets?" Now, pink sheets no way. Asiedun Ketia said, and I paraphrase him, "My lords, the pink sheets are not there." Then why are you here? He said, "My lord, we are not here to challenge the results." Ladies and gentlemen, their election petition was fundamentally incompetent. And the bottom line is that they had no evidence to challenge our victory, notwithstanding all the noise they made to deceive their supporters. Kukrudu! Kukrudu! It is very important to remind ourselves that our party, the Dankwa Dombo Busia tradition, was built on the patriotism, strategic thinking, actions, dedication, sacrifices, and accomplishments of such great political icons of our tradition and our party, such as Dr. J.B. Dankwa, Chief S.D. Dombo, Bafo Osei Akoto, Edward Akufo-Addo, William Oforiatta, Alhaji Yakubu Tali the Tolona, Obechebi Lamte, Professor K.A. Buzia, Jato Kaliu, Nabaifa Kabo, Alhaji Aliu Mahama, C.K. Tedam, S.G. Anto, Albert Edubwa, not been done before in our history. But I believe if we break the this country. Kukrudu. The MPP has a solid record of achievement in the Fourth Republic. Our party has become the most important driver of the Ghanaian vision and development agenda. We have been responsible for the most important policies which touch every Ghanaian in every corner of our nation. The NHIS, school feeding, free antenatal services, free SHS, and so on. As we meet here today at conference, we are reminded that it is the party that bears the government. Thus, strengthening party-government relations is key to our collective success. I believe by the grace of God, we will be able to break the eight because our record is a superior record. Whether we are talking about agriculture, industry, roads, housing, education, health, transformational policies like digitalization, social interventions, and so on, the comparison between us and our opponents is like night and day. Can you really remember any transformational policy implemented by the NDC in their last 8 years in government? Can you remember any social intervention implemented by the NDC in their last 8 years in government to reduce suffering? We, on the part of the MPP under the leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo, we can give you at least 25 social interventions we have implemented to reduce suffering of people in this country. Kukrudu! Kukrudu! It is important to acknowledge that we in the MPP have not solved all the problems facing Ghanaians, but we have solved many problems, and we have a plan we are working to. After all, let us all remember that we are only in our first year of a 4-year mandate. This is just the first year. We are not even at half time. We're given a 4-year mandate and we are only in our first year. The COVID-19 pandemic has increased the cost of living virtually everywhere in the world, including countries like the United States, United Kingdom, Germany, Japan, France, and so on. Nevertheless, it is important to remind ourselves that notwithstanding the global adverse impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on economic growth, on debt levels, and on deficits, at the macroeconomic level, inflation today 12.2%, which is lower than what it was in 2016, which was than what they were in 2016 at 32%. According to the Bank of Ghana, the average exchange the year 2020 recorded one of the lowest rates of depreciation of the currency in to November 2021 stands at 2.7%. For the first time in over 2 decades, the trade balance, that is the difference between our exports and our imports, recorded a surplus for 4 consecutive years. This is for the first time in 24 consecutive years, and this year the data shows that it will be 5 consecutive years, notwithstanding COVID. Gross international reserves are at $10.8 billion, 4.9 months of import cover, compared to $6.9 billion, 3.5 months in 2016. Our record of creating jobs, we've created over 750,000 jobs, is vastly superior to the record of the NDC government, which froze public service recruitment. So, ladies and gentlemen, if our performance on the key macroeconomic indicators, inflation, interest rates, depreciation, external reserves, trade balance, jobs, if our performance on all these key macroeconomic indicators during the worst pandemic in 100 years, if this performance is better than your performance without such a pandemic, how can you say your economic management is better? Kukrudu, the changes we are making as a party in government are historic. The changes we are making are historic, and we are building on the distinguished legacy of President J. Kufuor. Ours is a government that is thinking outside the box to transform Ghana. Under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for the first time in our history, Ghana has successfully issued a digital national ID card. For the first time in our history, Ghana has implemented a digital property address system. NCA licensed fiber optic investment that we have in Ghana, total taking under the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The people may take this for granted. We spent $4.5 million to implement mobile $570 billion. For the first time in our history, any Ghanaian who has a national ID card can open a bank account just using their mobile phone. For the first time in our history, over 80% of adults in Ghana have a tax identification number. Ghana has drones for medical delivery, and Ghana in our history, Ghana is implementing one district, one hospital under Agenda 111. By the grace of God, by the history, for the first time in our history, Ghana is implementing one district, one factory. Our government any paperless clearing of goods at our ports. We have digitized passport acquisition. For the first time in our history, we have digitized the process of obtaining a driver's .gov platform. provided 50% reduction in electricity tariffs for non-lifeline consumers for a whole year during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time in our history, Ghanaians were provided free water for a year during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time in our history, import duties on all goods were reduced by 50%, all goods, and on cars by 30% since 2019. For the first time in our history, government has provided For the first time in our history, Ghanaian pensioners can obtain SNIT pension 10 days, just 10 days after making an application. For the first
the program.
No, men in blue, please stop them. There will be time for this.
Do not distract the program.
Please.
The chairman of the Constitutional Review Committee will take us through some of the considerations.
Our brothers from Katanga, please. There will be time for this. Fellows. Please, there will be time for this, please. Please.
Lady Joyce in the house. Whilst we get ourselves together, I acknowledge Honorable Natoshi, Irina Toshi Ado, the administrator for the Common Fund. I've spotted you in the crowd. Welcome. Yes.
Madam Irene Natoshi, former Tema East MP, Tema West constituency, we recognize you, the mother of the Greater Accra.
No.
Can you be?
So Chairman, over to you.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Ghana, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, delegates here present, we thank the party for the opportunity given us to constitute this ad hoc committee for the purposes of receiving proposals aimed at reviewing the party's constitution. Mr. Chairman, in keeping with the tradition of the party as contained in Article 19 of the party constitution, the proposals as duly received by the General Secretary were forwarded to us when this committee was inaugurated on the 12th of November 2021. The membership was set at 11 with the following: my good self as the chair, Honorable Obi Amwa, Deputy Local Government Minister, member, Honorable Joseph Dingnyok Penkwa, former Attorney General, member, Deputy Attorney General, member, Madam Joyce Opoku Boateng, private legal practitioner, member, Dr. Alex Glover Korte, former chair head of civil service, member, Honorable Kwabena Kokofu, Dr. Richard Yabu Asante, Mr. Kojo Afare, Isa Kele, Nana Nsafu Asapon, and Idi Muhayidin, all of them members of this ad hoc committee. Mr. Chair, in total, we received 99 proposals, out of which 91 were formulated for consideration of conference. In your possession are the motions prepared by the Constitution Review Committee out of the amendment proposals that were submitted to the General Secretary by members of the party and interest groups for consideration and approval by National Delegate Conference. However, considering the time these proposals came and the fact that by constitutional imperative of the party we were supposed to have conference on this date, this committee holds a view that there is a need for thorough work to be done